2021, it's one of those years we won't forget for Bitcoin. We had the price continue pushing, making new all-time highs, adoptions from institutions and some of the world's biggest companies like Tesla. And we even did here at Currency.com a Bitcoin superhero video. It's right here on our channel, a little docu-series. So if you guys have the time, make sure you do watch that video as well, because it will teach you quite a bit about Bitcoin, the current state of Bitcoin, and just how high the price can go based on the adoption that's coming and that we have, and the overall outlook as more and more people start to learn about it. And with just recovering from a pandemic, Bitcoin is still on track to being one of the most valued assets of our lifetime. So now we're talking about 2022. Make sure you're paying attention in this video, because I'm going to give you quite a bit of info that will help you out. We're almost at the end of the year. I want to thank you guys for staying in tune with the channel, following all our videos, and being part of our growing family here on Currency.com's channel. And I'm your host, John. @RealJohnDoe is my Twitter, where you can follow me for more. So here, end of 2021, it's good to go back and look at all of our analysis and kind of have a look on how we were expecting things and how things ended up turning out as we get into the new year. That's exactly what we're going to do in this video. And we will be talking about the one and only King Bitcoin. So keep your eyes peeled. Let me get your attention. And let's jump into the video and give you guys the latest scoop with some important things you need to know right now on Bitcoin. And as usual, that is the sentiment, the news, the price action, and also a clip from our Bitcoin superhero video, and then our analysis with our price predictions. As I've been saying to everybody, we do have much more content on the way. As you can see here, how the metaverse could change the world. Our video just dropped 3 days ago. We also have right here, what if Bitcoin was a superhero, which I will be giving you a sneak peek of in this video. Make sure if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, you do hit that subscribe button right now. Also the like button, hit that thumbs up button. We're continuing to grow. We did hit 25K. Now we're at 25.3, on the road to 100K subscribers. Let's go. You can find my Twitter here as well. You follow me there. Just search @RealJohnDoe. Hit that follow button as well for more and more crypto content. Now here on CoinMarketCap, we're going to look. We don't even have to scroll down the list because we know what's at number one. We do have Bitcoin. Current market cap right now is $920 billion. Almost 1 trillion again. But the market is in a correction right now. So that the drop, as you can see, past 7 days are not looking too good, even the past 24 hours for Bitcoin. But the past year is looking very good for Bitcoin. Now here on Currency.com, if we look at Bitcoin, what is the current trader sentiment? Buyers and sellers right now. It does show 85% buyers, 15% sellers. Price is pushing towards the low of the day to test that support that we had over the weekend. So we'll, when we look at the chart, we'll see how that just might play out. Now let's head to the next section of the video where I give you guys important price levels to keep your eye on. So support and resistance levels, I'm going to mention them right now, but what I'm going to do later in the analysis in this video, we're going to have a look at all these levels and I'm going to show you exactly where they are and what they mean on the price chart. So the first support level is 47,500. And that's at this current range we're at right now. And that brings us down towards August and September highs. After that, we have $40,000 for Bitcoin, which brings us down to September lows. And then the last level we have down towards that $30,000 range. And that brings us back down towards the 2021 yearly lows. Now, in terms of upside resistance, we have 55,000. That's a high so far for December. After that, if that can break out, we do look at 65,000 as that next range, which would push us towards that all-time high range. And after that, Bitcoin would go right back into price discovery with $75,000 and $100,000 as major resistance levels. So what a year we've had for Bitcoin. A lot has happened, from Tesla buying Bitcoin, El Salvador buying Bitcoin, so many billionaires and millionaires buying Bitcoin. Pretty much the world is buying Bitcoin. And adoption continues to grow. It seems like it's not slowing down anytime soon. So now the big question, are you buying Bitcoin? In 2020, the most US dollars in circulation have been printed ever. And people are starting to look for an inflation hedge. And cryptocurrencies may have an appealing eye for that. And Bitcoin stands out the most because of how much of a scarce asset it is today. Bitcoin has also been slowly taking over gold's market cap. And people are expecting it to pass gold's market cap within this next decade. And if that were to happen, Bitcoin will be up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, I could go on for a long time telling you guys all these great things about Bitcoin and things that have happened throughout the years. But I think the best way to do this is if you've been following the videos on the channel, we do have something here for you. I'm going to play our Bitcoin superhero video. I'll play a 1-minute clip from it. It is part of our docu-series that we did here, and it explains Bitcoin from top to bottom, bottom to top, all around. Everything that will help you understand Bitcoin better if you do watch our Bitcoin superhero video. And then after I'm done playing this clip, we're going to look at our 2022 price prediction for Bitcoin right when you jump into the chart, and I'll give you guys my technical analysis and go over all 3 scenarios that I'm looking for right now for 2022. Since it is such a far range, we do not know exactly what can happen, but we can prepare for scenarios such as a bearish scenario if we go into a bear market, a sideways scenario, or even a new all-time high scenario. All 3 are possible in 2022. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at the chart and give you guys the price outlooks to watch for. Right after I play this 1-minute clip from our Bitcoin superhero docu-series right here on the channel. I hope you enjoy, and I'll be right back.
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. Zero.
I want you to do something for me. Think of Bitcoin. You're probably picturing something like this, or even this. But today I'm gonna blow your mind and do something very different. I'm gonna turn Bitcoin into a superhero. I'm gonna analyze Bitcoin's strengths, weaknesses, and its superpowers. And at the end of this film, you're gonna picture Bitcoin in a way that you never have before. Let's start with its size. In the cryptoverse, it doesn't get any bigger than Bitcoin. It's the daddy.
We have a lot more to go with Bitcoin.
It really goes in one direction, and that's up.
I hope you guys enjoyed that Bitcoin superhero. Please go watch the whole thing on the channel. It is really, really helpful if you are invested into crypto overall or Bitcoin, and if you just want to know some things that are interesting that you may have not known. Bitcoin and crypto is such a new place right now, so in that video we put together a lot of great content for you guys to keep up to speed with your crypto education. So right now we're looking at Bitcoin. We're going to review the support and resistance levels first real quick, and then we do the analysis. So let's go over the current support and resistance levels real quick for Bitcoin. The first level we have right at around 47,500, which is just getting tested right now here on the lows of the day. The next level after that is down toward $40,000, which as you can see, we did have quite a bit of support back here before we had that run up to that new all-time high. And then the last level of support would be down in that $35,000 range. If you look back to when we had that major correction back in May, we were trading down below in that $35,000 range throughout May, June, July. And that's where price bottomed in 2021. So now we are looking at that as a support if we do head down there in 2022. But we are looking for $40,000 support to hold as the bottom as we get into 2022, either right now here in December or in the beginning of 2022, before we start heading up to test some resistance levels. Now for resistance, what are those levels? Currently right now, price is trying to find support and resistance, but after that, we do have this $55,000 range right here. And as you can see, that was a support and resistance now throughout 2021 and also right here as we get into 2022. After 55,000, we do have 65,000, which is up towards this all-time high range. Now, if price does push past that level in 2022, then Bitcoin will continue into price discovery. Then we're looking at 75,000 and even $100,000 for Bitcoin, where we will find some major resistance once we do get up to that level. I'm looking at 3 scenarios. Can't really make a prediction because we don't really know exactly how everything would play out, but we do know how we can react to certain price levels. So let's say if we do get a bear market in 2022, how will we react, or what can we watch for, or how low can we expect Bitcoin to go? So overall, if we do get a bear market in 2022, I'm expecting Bitcoin to head back to that previous all-time high down in this $20,000 range. And then I would not expect any new all-time high, but what I would look for is a potential test towards all-time high for a bull trap, and then continue bleeding downwards slowly, getting to that previous all-time high of $20,000. Because please remember, overall, Bitcoin did make a new all-time high, but this is the first time that it's made a new all-time high and has not retraced to the previous all-time high. It doesn't always happen, but you got to look for that to happen. If Bitcoin does go into bear market, the bottom is potentially right around that previous all-time high at $20,000. And this is just kind of how I see it playing out. I guess we can come back to this video later on throughout the year. If we do get a bear market, I see it playing out something like this, where this level here, we do get some sort of relief bounce up to test resistance levels, and then we do get a rejection, back down, break that support, test that next one, another bounce, and then continue heading back down. And sometime in 2022, we are down towards $20,000. And as you can see, this, a lot of people would end up bullish at each time we climb up. But this is a worst case scenario for Bitcoin that I see right now, is down to $20,000. And right now, from this current level, that would bring Bitcoin down about 60%. But remember, from all-time high range down to that correction is about a 72% correction, which does happen for Bitcoin and in crypto overall. Now, let's say we get a sideways market for Bitcoin. How do I see that playing out? If we do stay within a tight range majority of 2022, then I see something like this, where, as you can see here in 2021, we did have quite a bit of range, and now part 2, and we possibly even part 3 happening in 2022. This will be bullish for altcoins. You will see some altcoins go on massive runs, but for Bitcoin, we could see another bounce, head up to test all-time high levels, a rejection, make a new low, go down to test $40,000, and then just stay within range pretty much throughout 2022. And then eventually, depending on the state of the world and how strong the crypto market is, then we would look for a breakout past 65,000, and that would be a really, really strong breakout. I would expect this breakout, if we did move sideways majority of 2022, to push us well past $100,000, because that would be showing that bulls and bears have agreed on a nice medium price range, which is much higher than what we would expect down towards $20,000. So this would be the new medium price range, and where the launch pad would be towards a new all-time high. Now, since we have the bearish scenario, sideways scenario, now the bullish scenario, if we do break out 65,000, it is better that price does consolidate sideways for a longer period of time. Like I just mentioned, it builds a better medium for the bulls and the bears to agree. And then once we do get a breakout, that will go on a massive run, because there will be quite a bit of momentum built up. But if we also break down, that would last a pretty long time, because that would show that the bulls finally are defeated. So right now, my bullish scenario for Bitcoin would be a push up to test $100,000. And basically that sideways price action is something that I'll look for, is we continue moving in a choppy range, testing all-time high range, and eventually that breaks and pushes Bitcoin up to test 75,000, which I'm expecting some sort of psychological resistance at that price discovery level, and then $100,000 in 2022. Now, and if Bitcoin does hit $100,000 in 2022 from this current level as we get to the end of 2021, that's about 100%, 120% run. So if that does happen, we can expect some sort of major pullback, but Bitcoin typically goes higher than 100% per year. So we'll have to see what price the year starts off at. But let's say Bitcoin goes on a 200% run, then that would bring Bitcoin somewhere between 100 to 150,000 as the major top in 2022. But this all can change very quickly. And that is why we give you guys analysis weekly here on the channel, so you guys can stay up to date level by level. Now, before I head out, let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin RSI for the current price action. We can see Bitcoin is oversold now on the daily chart. There's not been many times in 2021 where Bitcoin has been oversold on the daily chart. But if you see when it has been, it was back here in May, end of May, where it did move sideways for a bit. And then in July, where we had that run, also in September where we had that run. And then now again, Bitcoin December oversold. What can we expect? Either we will get some sideways and continue pushing down to test support and then a run, or the other thing I'm looking for is this is the bottom right here and we get Bitcoin to another run towards 65,000. But a quick thing to point out as well, if you look at the Bitcoin MACD right now on the daily, it is similar to how it was back in May. And if you look when we had them the other times, the MACD was more bullish. So right now, the scenario of May is looking like the one to follow if history does repeat itself, which means Bitcoin will head down to test $40,000, potentially just below at around 38,000. Make sure if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. We really appreciate all the support you guys been showing throughout the year. I hope to see you back for more in our next videos. And if you're watching the video right now, you made it all the way to the end, make sure you do leave a comment below and let us know your Bitcoin 2022 prediction. And if you enjoyed that clip from our Bitcoin superhero video, make sure you have a look at that right there on our channel. It is super helpful and we have a ton more on the way. I'll see you again next time. It's John here with Currency.com. For more trading videos just like this, please subscribe to our channel.